Please refrain. Clean it up. All right, vocabularies today. We only have 5 new vocabulary words for this week, and I feel like 3 out of the 5 of them everyone will probably know, so that's fabulous. The first word is witness. Does anyone know what witness means? Witness, it's a noun, type of person. What is a witness, Ava? Someone saw something happen. Anyone want to add to that? You're definitely right. Anyone want to add to that? Nolan? Yes, someone that saw something happen. There's another part I'm looking for, though. Zachary?
A witness is a victim.
A witness is. Okay, well, we're going to get really technical, but that's not what we're talking about. Anyways, a witness is someone who appears in court to say what he or she knows about a crime or a situation, okay? So, like Nolan said, if someone robs a bank and Mrs. Kneifels outside and I saw it happen, I might be called to court so I can testify as a witness and say, oh yeah, I saw so-and-so rob the bank, you know? Or you don't have, it doesn't have to be a crime. Sometimes you can also be called as a witness for like situations like custody battles and things like that. So, witness. A witness is someone who appears in court to say what he or she knows about a crime. A sentence could be, the witness saw what happened and promised to tell the truth. Any questions about witness? That one should be pretty straightforward. We kind of know what that one means. This next one is presiding. Presiding, presiding. I'm going to say the sentence that goes with it, and it might help you figure out the definition. The sentence that goes with it is, the judge is presiding over the courtroom. The judge is presiding over the courtroom. Kylan, do you want to give it a try? No, but good try. Evan?
Testifying to court, like everyone in court, see what they have.
No. Nolan? Nope. I could also say Mrs. Kneifel is presiding over the classroom. Molly?
Talking over.
I am talking, but no. Rochelle? Say that again. Owns it? Is that what you said? I don't technically own it. The school owns it, but you're on the right track. So, presiding over an event means you are in charge of it. So right now, I'm presiding over the class. I'm in charge of the class, okay? At home, your mom is probably presiding over you doing your homework. She's in charge of making you do your homework, okay? So a judge is presiding over a courtroom, meaning they're in charge of it. Any questions on that one? Our next one should be one everyone knows. I should see lots of hands up. The word is attempted. This is a past tense verb, something that you did. What does attempted mean? If I attempted something, what does that mean, Marissa? Yeah, I tried it. If you attempted it, you tried it. It doesn't necessarily mean you made it work or it worked, but you tried it. So, with this lovely picture, our dog attempted to dig a large hole, but I stopped him. Yes, Zachary.
I attempted to raise my hand.
Okay, yeah. Nolan, do you have something to say?
I attempted.
Okay. Yes, well, why don't you keep that sentence for when you have to do your vocab homework soon? So that is attempted. Our next one is restrain. This is another verb, something that you can do. What does restrain mean? Restrain. Miss Marissa, doesn't look like you're paying attention. Olive, what are you doing? Okay, let's focus. Landon, I can see clearly that you're not focusing, so let's just pay attention. Mark, you want to give it a try? Restrain?
You try to stop something or someone from doing it. You try to restrain yourself from doing it or something like that.
All right, you're on the right track. I could say right now, Nolan needs to restrain from making weird noises. Molly?
Like you're not allowed to do something, but you're like tempted to do it.
Olive? Evan? None of you guys are saying exactly what I want you to say. When you restrain yourself, you stop yourself from doing what you want to do, okay? It's like what you want, but you stop yourself. You're basically holding back. So, you know, if Mrs. Kneifel wants to eat a whole pizza, I'm going to restrain myself and only eat, whatever, 2.5 slices or something like that, okay? Restrain. It means you restrain yourself
What element has
from doing what you want to do. So, here's a lovely picture of a dog with people food, and it says, our dog was able to restrain herself from taking food off the table. So restrain doesn't have to be just humans, it can be people too. Like you might have to restrain your dog from eating your cat. I don't know. You gotta stop, you gotta hold back your dog from eating your cat.
Did you say it can't be just humans? It doesn't have to be just humans, but it can be people?
No, I don't know what I said. But anyway, I don't know.
Humans and people.
Okay, well, anyways, it doesn't have to be just humans that restrain themselves. Animals have to restrain themselves all times. Okay, and our last one of the 5 is contempt. No one has really been able to get this one. Contempt. Contempt. You want to give it a try, Zachary?
It means that you somewhat got like on the podium.
Nope.
And
No, sorry. That's a good guess. That's the picture. I'm going to describe the picture a little bit. It's a person holding a trophy, looking super happy. Then there's a person behind them that's looking a little bit grumpy and just like meh. So we're focusing on the meh person. Nolan? No. Evan? No. Olive? Not quite. This one's really hard. So contempt is when you show contempt, you show little or no respect for someone or something. So this grumpy person in the back is like not being respectful. They're having a grumpy face. They're giving them like a little evil eye. They're not being respectful that the person won. So contempt, you show little or no respect for someone or something. So those are our 5 words. Like I said, they're not the most challenging words this week. So we have witness, presiding, attempted, restrain, and contempt. Dun, 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 dun. All right, the next thing I want us to do is I want you guys to hop onto HMH to the Miracle of Spring, begin to read or whatever. Prepare to read, not begin to read. Yeah, the prepare to read. So those of you at home, hop onto HMH, prepare to read the Miracle of Spring. Prepare to read the Miracle of Spring.
yeah, it's not loading good.
Yeah, our internet's being a little bit slow here, so it might take us a minute for those of you at home. It might take us a minute to get started. But we got time. No rush. Evan, why is your mask on inside out? If you didn't start with your mask on inside out, it should not happen like that throughout the day. Because now you've already breathed on both sides, and there's all types of germs and stuff. Yada, yada, yada. So, let's fix it. Well, why don't we just flip it the way it's supposed to be, Evan? That's what I want you to do. Thank you. Nolan, if I hear another noise from you, I'm going to ask you to leave my classroom. And you won't like where you're going to go. It is not to make random noise times. Mrs. Kneifel is super excited about reading this story because it's not just a regular story. It is a what? Someone that's already logged on. Michelle. It's a play. So I'm excited to read a play with you guys. I think it's a good one. So that means tomorrow when we do read it, I'm going to need characters. So I'm going to need volunteers to read. So everyone keep that in mind. So play. I literally said tomorrow. Yeah, not taking volunteers right now. Plays are stories that can be performed for an audience. So there's basically full of dialogue because it's something that can be performed. We're not going to be performing it. We're just going to be reading it together. We're not going to be performing it. We don't have time in this 5 days to whip out a whole play. But I am excited to read along with you guys. I think this one's a fun one. So authors of play might organize the story into scenes. Each scene focuses on an important event and builds upon events in the previous scenes. So right now, raise your hand if you've ever seen a play. Any type. Anyone seen a play? I have also seen a play. My hand's not raised, but I've seen a play. Okay, put your hands down. So in plays, when the curtains like close, is when scenes change and acts change. So in this story, there's Act 1 and Act 2, and then there's different scenes within some acts. And if we were actually watching this as a performance during the scenes and acts, that's when the curtains would close. That's when, you know, backgrounds would change and characters would change and stuff like that. So that's the point of acts and scenes, so they can change the setting or change characters and things, change costumes, things like that. Okay? So that is the whole point. And to develop the characters. So we will be reading, we'll be mentally in our heads reading the stage. Okay, Marissa, I'm 100% sure you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? So please stay with me. So stage directions would help if we were actually acting it out. For example, it'll be like Tammy, parentheses, moved left, parentheses. How's your day, guys? The moved left would be telling us what Tammy is doing if we were actually acting it out. But we're not acting it out, so we'll find examples of stage directions tomorrow. But we don't actually have to read those stage directions out loud. It's just telling us what you would be doing if we were acting it out. So we will not be reading the stage directions aloud. We'll review that tomorrow. And then lastly, plays rely on dialogue or conversations between characters. We know what dialogue is, to keep the plot moving. So in a play, it is literally, the whole thing is dialogue. There might be a few teeny little things that a narrator might say, or in a play, it would be like the behind the scene person that announces, the king and queen are now at the church. You know, it's the narrator, it's behind the scenes, but it's basically all dialogue. And can someone remind me what important thing you're doing right now that has to have at least a little bit of dialogue in it? Can someone remind me, Olive? Your writing prompt, which is due on Friday, has to have at least a teeny bit of dialogue. So, teeny weeny mini dialogue lesson. What is it called if I said, Mrs. Kneifel said, have a great day? The Mrs. Kneifel part. Does anyone remember what that's called? Anyone? Zach?
Protractor?
No, that's a math tool. It's a tag. You have to tell me in your dialogue who said what. You can put the tag at the beginning, Mrs. Kneifel said at the beginning. You can put Mrs. Kneifel said in the middle, or you can put Mrs. Kneifel said at the end. What, Nolan, I don't know what you're clicking, but you should be clicking nothing. So get your hand off your mouse and face your computer screen so you're not being sneaky. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, what goes around? What are these things, everyone? What are these called that goes around the words? Quotations, yeah. And remember, there is a video on your Google Classroom that shows you exactly how to do dialogue in case you have forgotten. Remember, unless you're writing a play, your story should not be full of dialogue. It should have some dialogue, but it should not be full of dialogue unless you're writing a play. And as far as I know, only 2 people are writing plays. So you just need some. And remember, anytime a new person speaks via dialogue, it is its own paragraph, okay? Are there any questions? Any questions? It is due on Friday. I know some people have already turned it in. Go you if you have. If you haven't, you have till Friday at 2:35. No rush. Not trying to rush you. I'm just saying you have till Friday at 2:35. In case I haven't already told you, or my virtual people, you're getting new Google Classrooms for all your other classes. We are not getting a new Google Classroom for reading until next week. And that's because the module is already assigned in Q1, and if I was to move you guys to a new Google Classroom right now, then you wouldn't have your Module 2 writing prompt. So we're just going to wait till next week to assign our new Google Classroom, okay? So that's why we have I promise all your predictions are going to be wrong, but it is a good one, and I'm excited to read it. The characters are super silly, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. I need you now to go to your Google Classroom because you have an assignment that we need to go over. So now you need to go to Google Classroom. Your same reading Google Classroom you always go on. Same one as always. I'm not going to share my screen. I just want you to get on it. If you're at home, if you're here, get on it. You need to go to reading, Google Classroom. It's underneath classwork. It's underneath this week's topic. I'm on the wrong Google Classroom. Who zoomed in my screen? It's so big. Oh, makes me crazy. All right, so it's underneath classwork. And it is, dun, 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 if it ever gets there. It is the vocabulary assignment. It is due on Wednesday at 7:45 as always. So the directions are: choose 4 of the 5 words to write in a sentence. You must write 4 sentences. Just like always, you can't put 2 words into 1 sentence. You must use capital letters and punctuation. You get a point for capital letter. You get a point for punctuation. You have to spell the vocabulary word right. Your sentence must use the vocabulary word correctly. Please read. Nolan, you are not where you're supposed to be. I don't know why your screen is gray. I don't know why it's so small. Just listen to what I'm doing.
Miss Kneifel,
Yes.
I watched the recording, but I have to go. Sorry.
Goodbye. You have to, if you read over your sentence 9 times out of 10, you'll realize when it doesn't make sense. We have been doing these vocab sentences for forever. There's no reason we're still getting points off, especially punctuation and capital letters and stuff. So let's try to do a good job. Okay. So this is due on Wednesday. So also right now, I need everyone to go to your email. Everyone go to your email and find your new ZPD that I sent you. I want you to go right now. I want a confirmation of everyone's hand in the air that you got your new ZPD. I want you to be on it. Like if I look at your computer screen, I want to see the email I sent you. And I cannot see that right now, Landon. I'm looking at your search bar. I want to see your email. Isaac, Isaac, I know you got yours. Mark, I know you got yours. Jessica, you got yours. Fabulous. Everyone here, I hope you got your new ZPD. It's in your email, which is where you are not. Nolan, go to your email. It literally says ZPD. All right, so your ZPD is where you should be reading books for the next 9 weeks. I was even extra nice and told you what you couldn't read below. That way, hopefully, I don't have to be going back and forth and deleting people's quizzes because I really did have to do that for multiple people. So you should not, you can put your hands down now. You should not be reading below that number I gave you. Some of your guys' ZPDs, if it didn't change, you either didn't go up or you went down, which sometimes happens. Sometimes you don't have the best test day, and that's no big deal. But I will not give you a lower ZPD than what you started the year with. So, because that wouldn't help you at all grow. So if it's the exact same, that's no big deal. Hopefully the next time yours will go up. I did have so many people's go up, so that's super fabulous. So the new AR thing has already started. It's already you can already take quizzes for the second 9 weeks. You once again need 20 points. Nothing. We are going to finish reading a little bit early because in the other classes, I had to get them all their ZPDs. But in this class, I was able to get them to you already. So I don't have to take time to do that. You guys already have them. So we are going to start grammar at 2 o'clock. Those of you that are at home. Oh, time out. I have a phone call. Hello. I'm good. How are you? Yes. I will get them out today. I do have that doc somewhere. I will find it. Is it in a doc or is it in a Google Sheets? Okay, I'll find it. Okay. Sure, just in case. Computers are just totally slow today, too. I definitely have the lovely, like the schedule one. You just resend it. Okay. if you share it again, it'll come to me again. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I'll get them passed out. Perfect. Yep. All right. Bye. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, my lovely friend. Sorry, that was Mrs. Tun. Love her. So, anyways, forgot what I was gonna say. So yeah, we are gonna finish a little bit early, but we have grammar at 2 o'clock. So from now until 2 o'clock, you should be working on your writing prompt, unless you are already done with your writing prompt. If you're already done with your writing prompt, then you can read for AR or work on your vocabulary assignment. But you should not, let me repeat that, not for those of you trying to do it right now, you three, you should not be doing your vocabulary assignment unless your writing prompt.
Miss
is done.
Kneifel,
Using this time
I
for your
can't hear anything.
Okay, well, I'm like shouting, so I don't know how you're not hearing anything. You might need to turn your volume up or watch the recording. But anyways, grammar is at 2 o'clock. So
I'm finna leave
those of you
again.
at home, get back in at 2 o'clock. And I'll see you guys at 2 o'clock. If you should be working on your writing prompt until then. Same with everyone in here. You're working on your writing prompt. Okay? So I'm logging off. You guys are getting on your writing prompts. If you're done with your writing prompt, read for AR or work on your vocabulary assignment. I will see you guys around 2 o'clock. Goodbye, friends.